thank you. You know how big a story is if it covers up the entire front page of the Daily News, but more importantly on the Inky, when it's above the fold of the picture is that big. Guilty in big, bold letters. As you know the story. Philadelphia labor leader John Doherty and Councilman Bobby Heenan now face years in prison, possibly, after they were convicted on most of the federal fraud and bribery charges against them. The jury of 7 women and 5 men agreed that Heenan took about a $73,000 union job from Doherty in exchange for his union vote on major issues and contracts in city council. Both men face up to 20 years in prison. Prosecutors say the sentencing sends a message. We'll play that soundbite for you in just a second. But Jeff Cole was in that courtroom many days over the 6 weeks and period. And before we get to the sound bites, just remind everybody, what are they guilty of?
A whole series of bribery related and corruption charges. Something honest services fraud is a charge that you heard a lot of. Doherty convicted on some of those. Honest services, at least according to the law, are the honest services that a elected official like Bobby Heenan owes the public, owes his constituency when he's elected to office. The honest services of representing them, the allegation is, and the conviction now is that Doherty, in essence, took those from him by giving him that union money and then urging him and controlling him to do what it is he was to do.
But of course they'll go and say, listen, it's not against the rules of city council to have an outside job.
It is not. And what they argued was this wasn't a bribe. Heenan didn't take a bribe. He paid him $70,000 and he worked for the union is what they claimed. And they also said that he had been being paid by the union for quite some time before that. The jury, and they argued that over and over again. McMonagle, Heenan's lawyer, said there is no bribe. This is a bribery case without a bribe. The jury simply did not believe that and dinged Heenan specifically for bribery counts. So that was the core of this argument that we saw.
Yeah, the core, like the prosecutor said, Doherty bought Heenan and the jury bought that argument.
Absolutely right. And that was, Costello Jr. was the lead prosecutor, a longtime assistant U.S. attorney. That's what he said. He simply looked at the jury and said, Doherty bought Heenan. Doherty bought Heenan, and here's how he did it. And he made that argument over and over again. That's Frank Costello, the lead and senior attorney on this case, who did a lot of the work here.
Yeah, you're questioning him here after the verdict was read, walking down Market Street.
Yes.
So coming out of the side door was John Doherty, and this is what he said about the verdict.
You know, we're going to go back and regroup. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to meet with my lawyers. I'm going to meet with the heads of the unions, you know, and then we'll regroup. I am very comfortable. You don't see me blinking, right? I am very comfortable. This is 25 years of look, all you need to know is the action that was taken at the very end. Come on, guys. Nobody thought that was right.
I'm not blinking. I'm going to regroup. Now, he's got to be sentenced in February. But then the appeal, this might go on another year.
It could go on for quite some time. And it looked to me like his spokesperson, Frank Keel, we had an interesting back and forth with him, indicated that Doherty may very well stay atop this very powerful union during that appeal period. Really quickly, when he says, hey guys, what they did at the end here, nobody thought that was fair. The feds actually tried to lock Doherty up.
Right there.
They claimed that he was a threat to the public and actually aired a wiretap. They had tapped him for quite some time where it looks like, or it doesn't look like, he was bragging about or talking about how he punched some kid in the nose and maybe broke his nose in a dispute. That's what he was talking about there.
Well, you mentioned Frank Keel, the spokesperson, I guess you could call him for Johnny Doc.
Yes.
He talked about, I thought us lobbyists were legal. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah.
Every lobbyist and every elected official in America should be scared to death with this ridiculous decision. If what we always assumed was legal lobbying all along now isn't, this has far more repercussions than just IBW Local 980.
Well, do you think this is an end of an era for your union? End of Doherty's time?
It ain't over till it's over, and it ain't over.
Other lobbyists should be scared. What's he mean?
Well, he says their argument is all Heenan was doing was really, advocating for, and Daugherty as well, advocating for working people.
He's a friend of the union.
As a friend of the union, and Daugherty as well, and for working people. And if they get convicted federally for that, then everybody, is their argument, should be scared here. But remember, the feds say that what was truly going on here is that Heenan was bought, that Daugherty had bribed him. That was the $70,000, the benefits, the tickets as well, and that Daugherty had way too much power to lean in and stop things, hold them up, and get in the way of what should be the public's business.
You know, I was thinking, going through the list of people that have been indicted and convicted in this city. We don't have a great track record. Let's go ahead and put that on the screen here. As you look at these names, I'd like to go to a soundbite from Jennifer Williams. Now, tell me who Jennifer Williams is.
Jennifer Arbiter Williams is the acting United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. She is acting because she was there during Bill McSwain, the fire, the prior. She'll be there for a while. She'll likely be at some point a Democrat would be put in there by Biden. So she's the top federal prosecutor in the region.
She seemed optimistic about what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Philadelphians deserve more than a system that favors the few who have a person they can call to get things done. Everyone deserves equal access to the decision makers of the government.
Are we naive to think that things will be better now? I guess it's up to all of us to decide.
I mean, reporters are skeptics, and you should wear your skepticism as a badge. I would think you would think twice about these kinds of arrangements, considering what could be 20-year sentences for these men. So I would think it would force this sort of reform. I mean, Williams there, the U.S. attorney, she has to be quite proud of what happened here. This guy that you're looking at right here, well, that's Bobby Heenan. But Daugherty is one of the most powerful men in this region.
Oh, my God.
Politically, a political kingmaker who runs a huge union. This is a massive hit for the union movement.
So can he stay the head of the union?
Looks like, at least, again, Keel, who we were going back and forth with, indicated that they talked to folks in Washington with the union, and he may, in fact, be able to, and they may keep him there during that period. I pushed him on that. I said, come on, he's convicted of corruption. And they said, you know, we just don't buy what's happened here, and the union members are fully in support of him. That I buy. They are in support of him.
City councilman can't stay on.
No, I think Heenan will have to go. He will have to go. I think he can stay up until his sentencing, but he will go. I think his pension is also in doubt.
Wow. All right, Jeff, great job yesterday.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You tired?
No, I'm good to go, man.
Always ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good to go.
Coming up, why?